What's up, boys? This is the Starting Five podcast. I'm Phil, and these are the guys.
I'm Nico.
What's up, Charlie?
Chris.
Joaquin.
Welcome to our podcast. This is Starting Five. This took a lot of work trying to do this podcast.
Dude,
It's a
So
bull.
much.
This is B. This is
so much work. Me and Charlie were up last night till about midnight trying to do this.
Late nights, man hours, bro.
I mean, we got the idea to do it on New Year's Eve, and it's, I don't know, the 17th.
This place is a
No,
mess,
yeah.
dude.
So like
Fucking
basically how
wires
this happened
everywhere.
was like this dude over here. He was like, "Dude, I really want to start a podcast." But like we have talked about it before. Like we had talked about it in the plans and like the group chat. But
What a dumb way to start a con, dude.
dude, people always talk about how they start the podcast.
Good.
That's
I mean,
Okay.
it was
That's
a good
true.
start up.
Okay.
You
It's
always
good.
have those late nights where you're like, what if we started a podcast?
Yeah, everyone. We're just
there
the
you
old
go.
freaking actually made it out of the group chat, dude.
I know.
Well,
Yeah.
So
I mean, we just figured out that this podcast would work 20
yeah,
minutes
this
ago.
guy
Literally
shows
20
up.
minutes ago.
No, this guy shows up and he's like, Charlie's like, did you tell him? Did you tell him? And this guy's like, oh, we don't even know if it works. We've never even tried it.
I really didn't want to break it to y'all. I was going to be like, yeah, this might not work.
We got it working like literally 20 minutes ago.
Okay,
Probably
also,
thought
so
about
a little bit of
Yeah.
backstory. We went to middle school together, and we've been friends for, I mean, some of us as long as maybe
Time
14 years,
existed,
12
really.
years.
Yeah.
And some of us, we met each other later in life, but yeah.
Yeah, so we all-
We've had our ups and downs in friendship over the
So many,
years.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but they're close.
it's clearly here. We both all love each other still. You know, we're boys.
Different high schools. But
Different high schools. You
Making
know,
it work.
Happen to rival each other. So
Yeah.
yeah, we do go to rival schools. That is,
yeah,
that is
I mean,
true. That is true.
Me,
it's a big
for
setback.
backstory, me and Chris go to same high school, and then these three go to the same high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
We go to the blue school. We go to the red
we go to
school.
the Red
Yo,
school.
we'll leave it at that.
That is
We'll
what's
leave it at
happening.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we all went to the same middle school. I think
Elementary.
Philip, Charlie, and Chris.
Well, it was me and Charlie at first.
Oh yeah, okay, so
Beginning of time. Here,
yeah, beginning of time. What is it?
Four
K3.
times.
Let's
Yeah.
take this one. So K3, we're in K3 together as 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
We got held back a year together.
And they both got held
at
back.
K3, and so ever since then we've been like friends.
Phil
We've been
came.
going
And I
in.
come in.
Then-
Phil came in
Then
like
he showed
what is
up.
it?
You didn't even go to like
K4?
I came in
K3.
at K3.
K3. Okay.
Yeah.
Phil
He came in
our
the second year.
He came in our second year.
Yeah.
And so there was us all the way up until about kindergarten.
No, first grade.
First grade. Well,
I
he
shadowed. I shadowed in kindergarten on
He
Water
shadowed.
Day.
Shadowed
So
kindergarten.
everyone thinks I was there because Water Day was.
Water,
was
the water.
That was that
Water
good.
the best.
That was.
It's the best. We got
So, and then we went. You know, we had a few good years. You know, man, going through school,
It
bro.
was,
And
it was
then
going great.
fifth grade,
Really?
I
It
came-
was just the four of us.
Chirac
So nice.
veteran shows up.
I came in late from Chicago.
Where'd you come from?
Came from
Nico?
Chicago.
Tell us about Chicago. How was Chicago?
Yeah, I was
Chicago was great. I have my own friends there.
Oh damn!
bro. Where'd you-
Okay.
Came in from Chirac, came to middle school. I think I met Charlie first. No, I met Philip first because
Yeah.
I made a paper airplane.
Yeah.
And he
Okay,
croaked.
okay.
Oh
Let,
yeah,
let
I
me
do
take
remember
it.
this, yeah.
First day of fifth grade, I think. This man Nico makes a paper airplane, throws it in my general direction. And I think at the time I was just kind of mad at everything. I don't know why. I just had all
Yeah.
this
Angry
anger.
little guy.
Yeah, just like an angry little dude, you know. Took the paper airplane, ripped it up or balled it up or something.
Wow.
You know, I don't know why I did that. And then a couple minutes later, Nico's little brother goes up to me and, all innocent little guy, he's just like, "Oh yeah, could you stop bullying my brother?"
No way.
Yeah.
First day?
First
First,
day.
no, that was second day. When he
Second
came
day.
in,
Let
that
me
was
give y'all a
second
little
day.
backstory. I wasn't here.
Phil.
I had
Oh yeah, I,
I
forgot
had
about that.
dipped.
Closer.
I mean, I've been at that middle school my whole life, and I had
Yeah.
left. My mom was not having it. I left. So
Yeah, he left that year.
the year
Yeah.
he came,
Yeah.
Nico, I left. So
I
I didn't
totally
meet
forgot
him
about
till
that.
another year.
No,
Totally
I met you
crazy.
then because we played baseball and basketball.
Well, we did play sports together, but
Yeah.
I didn't know him. We were just
played
kinda-
sports through the church.
Yeah, so our school had a team where you could go play like
Yeah.
for a church. So it didn't matter if you went to the school, you
Yeah,
could still play.
It was
Yeah,
easy
yeah.
recruiting.
So we all played. Yeah, it was easy recruiting,
It was
bro.
pretty
You
good.
just have to go to the church once.
yeah.
Yeah, so we all played baseball.
No, I didn't.
Well,
it wasn't me.
He never played.
You never
All
played
of us
baseball?
I
played
quit. I quit in
baseball.
second grade.
All of us played baseball. I guess Nico joined
I have a good baseball
in
story.
fifth
yeah.
grade, but me, Philip, and Chris played since like first grade. We would play baseball.
I have so
Yeah.
many baseball stories. So
A lot of baseball
Here's a
stories.
story I can tell about Phil. So in 8th grade, it's I think our last baseball game, and we're playing a really good team. And I remember being in the dugout because I forgot I was like resting or something, and I see like the umpires like stop the game, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And look to like the outfield, and Phil doesn't have his glove. I'm like, Phil, what happened to Phil's glove? And as I think that, I see this little kid sprinting. He's like, I'll get it. Turns out this dude out of rage after we're getting like 12-pieced in baseball threw his glove over the outfield fence.
Right. Okay, so it had been a long game. I'm sitting in the outfield just watching these balls sail out of over the fence.
Yeah, there was
You know,
home runs
homers
that
on
game.
We're
homers.
down by like 20.
I was at first base. I'm sorry.
It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it was a bad scene, right? And our pitcher just walked another kid like he's been doing all game. And I'm like, man, I'm sick of this. I take my glove off. I just throw it up / like, you know, backwards, just kind of in a fit of rage, and ends up going over the fence basically.
over the fence. And they had to
Jesus, bro.
stop the game. It was the most embarrassing thing.
That is rough.
Not to mention that was the last game we all played as a as at our
Yeah.
middle school. So
Oh, dude, tell him picture day. Baseball picture day.
baseball picture day. I remember I was just real bad that day. I was real bad at Phil for some reason. I don't know
Y'all
what.
were
happened.
always beefing in middle school.
I
swear.
think it was actually just like a joking thing, but it turned kind of serious.
It
Oh,
did
yeah.
turn a little
so,
serious.
That may
so
have been
I'll
it,
take it.
yeah.
So basically, we have our picture day, right? And you know, you have the group picture, then you have the individuals. So we finished taking our group picture, and we're in the individuals, and we're kind of like towards the end of the list. So we're kind of waiting around, running around the outfield, you know, doing whatever, right? And Chris just kind of shoves me, and I'm on the floor, like, kind of struggling to get up. You know, I'm a pretty big kid at the time, struggling to get off the floor, and I realize I'm in an ant pile. And dude, I get up. There's ants crawling all over me. I'm mad. You know, I'm like, Chris, what the heck, man? You pushed me in this ant pile.
I remember having all.
Yeah,
and
it
I'm
was-
laughing the whole time. I had no.
he's just laughing,
control.
and I'm like, man.
He's
He's like,
just man. Just man. The story just
I felt. It was I had no just.
So then you
sorrow
kicked
for-
the ant pile at him, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're both around it.
Gosh.
He's still like,
And Phil's sitting
laughing.
there. Chris is laughing his face off, and Phil just kicks the ant pile in his
I
face.
did.
And it got in your eyes, right?
It was bad. Yeah, it was
Oh
it was a
my
bad day
God.
for ants and
Right.
for us. So
Right.
Yeah.
stuff like that happens. We we
But
used
you
to-
get through the hardships, and here
Yep.
we are. you
Yeah.
know?
here we are.
Yeah, but back to it. Like we've been like friends basically our entire lives. We had our 13th birthday party together, all of us. That was fun.
That was pretty bad.
Oh,
Greg.
that was pretty.
That was
At the time,
event.
it felt like it was
At the time, it
greatest
was
thing
lit.
ever.
May have been
And
the
then
greatest
looking
party
back
ever.
At the photos and
It was
stuff,
just
we look like idiots.
but it was
terrible.
so fun at the time.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
pretty
It was
live.
great.
We
It was
had the
great. It was
robots.
great to remember.
We had the
At the-
robots.
I mean,
the dancing
I
robots.
think for 13-year-olds, it was like the equivalent of like going to Vegas and just
Yeah.
having a
Project
It was
X.
Coachella. I mean,
It was
it was-
Project
it was-
X.
it
I
was
mean,
insane.
it was
It was
all the
great,
parties
honestly.
It was
put
great.
together.
But
in
yeah,
one.
it was a joint birthday party. We had these like random middle-aged men show up in robot costumes.
That was
It's like-
that was
was
the best.
That was cool. That was the
No,
coolest
because they
thing.
showed up all dark, and then they started
right,
like getting
right.
jiggy, and right at the beat
What are
drop.
you gonna
just,
say?
I'm about to bring back a memory.
Oh,
shoot,
okay.
all right, I'm ready.
Scatman's World.
Oh my
We
god!
thought it was the best
Oh
idea
my
in front of
We were all-
everyone and our
Oh
families
my
and friends
gosh.
for the last song to be Scatman's World. And we all went in the dance floor and just went off. I mean,
Yeah.
it looked
Nico,
like-
do you want to? For those who don't know what that song sounds like, do you want to, give us a little piece?
Demonstration.
Try to give us a little demo.
I think Philly got it.
No,
Oh.
no.
Yeah,
That's
Phil
your
got it.
signature, man.
But-
it is your signature.
You're
You
gonna
did.
have to look it up.
Yeah.
You're
You're
gonna
gonna have to look it up,
up.
But okay,
I'm
okay.
not-
Look at
So
it.
I'm like hyping the crowd up, right? There's a little seventh grade me.
Yeah.
And I tell the DJ, hey, he plays Scatman's World. And
No,
it's the last song. The parents, everyone goes.
Like the lights are already on
Ape
at this.
dude.
The lights are on
Like-
at this point. Everyone's gone. It's just like Nico's like, you got to play the song, and then
Everybody
Yeah.
goes ape. I mean,
It was crazy.
It
was-
Just a live at.
Like,
for context, our birthday party was like we had like this dance floor and like this huge DJ. It was like this big thing, and all our friends came from everywhere. It was the best.
dude, imagine like no one else on the dance floor except us five, just little versions of us, and we're all just like break dancing, and everyone else is just like watching.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone
that's
else
just kind of
kinda
what.
died.
Yeah, we're back to camera died.
camera
Camera died.
Ah,
This
party
guy
was
doesn't know what
amazing
he's doing.
experience. Really built our
Great.
friendship. I mean, nowadays, we're just pretty much doing our own thing. We sort of separated over the years.
it was mainly just last year.
Mainly just last year. We had a lot of things going on.
Lot of
Phil
changes.
was telling us that he had track this morning, so Phil's been a busy guy.
Yeah, but now that we're all driving, like most of us are driving, we should be able to hang out a lot more. And like we decided to do this podcast to like become closer or closer again,
Right.
right?
That's true.
Yeah, because I mean,
You're not wrong.
I guess over the years, especially going to rival high schools, you're naturally going to grow apart. But I feel like it's good sometimes to grow apart, have some time with yourself or other people, and kind of figure stuff out, and then you find each other again.
I want to
It's
grow
gonna
apart
be
personally.
a much stronger,
Try to get out here.
better friendship.
Trying to
I
grow.
agree.
Big grow guy.
Another factor that really does play a part when you look at it about us a little bit growing apart since middle school is Joaquin. He found a good person in his life. We'll call her Jessica. Waka.
Walk's not got a girlfriend.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Walk's.
So
Pretty crazy.
does Nico.
So does this guy.
Yep.
These boys are like, how long is it? 3 months, maybe?
About 2.5, 3.
2.5.
Oh, damn.
2.5.
That's 2.5
Maybe 2 and
months.
3
Dirk,
quarters.
what are you at? What are you at, Dirk?
What are you at?
2.5.
There you go.
It's
Pretty good, pretty good.
It's a
Both of us
2-for-1.
actually date a girl named Jessica, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll call her. We're
They're
just gonna
both
call 'em
Jessica. Yeah.
That's
Just
it.
call him Jessica. No name dropping here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
stuff,
y'all
man.
seem pretty happy. I mean,
Pretty good,
I'm
pretty good.
very glad. For you.
Nico's very happy.
I am
Nico, what do you
happy.
think?
See that boy
Pretty
happy.
happy.
He's pretty happy. Pretty happy.
Here, I'll give you one more chance to make that better. How happy are you?
Very happy.
There we go.
Very
There we go.
happy.
He's very happy.
Very
He's
happy.
very happy.
Good to hear.
That's a
Philip
happy guy.
also has a person. It's called the Barbell.
Mm.
Philip is
Right.
dating. Has been in a relationship with a barbell for the last maybe 2.5 years.
Let's see those guns, bud. Let's see those guns. Yeah. There we go.
There's
What a
this
guy.
girl.
What a guy.
As you can tell, the women have been really weird.
There you go.
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. Weird
Very
girls.
strong
A lot of weird Jessicas out there.
Right.
You know, yeah, a lot of weirdums. Charlie, I mean,
How are we
Off
doing?
and on.
Okay.
I will say this about Charlie.
Not a lot of people.
Good amount of people.
I will say this about Charlie. Believe it or not, Charlie in middle school was like
A player, dude. This
Yeah.
guy
an
got play.
insane
Charlie-
realm of creature that just could. I mean, he was nuts in middle school, and then we hit high school, and
Fell
I'm not
off.
gonna let you. You took a shot.
I took a shot. Freshman
Yeah,
year,
it-
I definitely
Fell
took a
off a
shot.
cliff.
Freshman year, what was it? Week 3 of high school, and you took a shot at Jessica, and it was week 3. He had known this girl for
It was
3
like
weeks.
It was like month
1.
one or
Call her
two.
Jessica.
And
Month
this-
one and a
month
half.
is about 3
particular-
weeks.
This particular Jessica too, people were just like, "Do not go for this."
Do not
Jessica."
forgo this Jessica. She is not the Jessica for you. But I mean, he
I mean, what
went
about
for it.
recently? What do you?
It's okay. Her and I
Any
are
Jessicas?
friends now.
Well, I mean,
Friends with a lot of girls, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
about-
Sophomore
Any
year,
Je-
been hitting the ground running. Been doing
Oh, the ground
well.
running.
Ground
I mean, we're halfway through, so
Maybe some bobs too.
maybe some balls.
Shut up, dude.
I mean, what do you think? That one girl was pretty interested.
Just wasn't for me.
They were hitting the course, right? Y'all were
Just
hitting
hitting
the
course,
putt
but
putt.
She just never hit home for him.
never hit home.
Who won in putt putt? You or her?
Actually, we were on the same team. We won. So,
Wow.
But out of the 2 scores, who won?
out of like the two other teams.
Was she pretty
out of
good?
the 3 other teams.
She pretty
two
good?
other
Was she
teams.
pretty good?
Yeah, she was good.
Did
She
you carry
carried-
the team or
carried.
did
No,
she?
She's
carried.
better than you.
She carried.
Ooh.
Wow.
No, that's
Yeah.
not good. That must have been it.
Wow.
That's why.
That
That's
must
why
have
she's
been-
not answering
I
your
honestly
calls.
really suck at putt, so
That'll do it.
don't lie.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah,
guess.
sophomore year has been pretty good for all of us. Chris had a pretty productive sophomore year.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of it's a touchy subject. To say the
Touchy
least.
subject.
It's not. I don't see it as touchy. I really see it as it's been very complicated.
Very complicated.
I'll,
Yeah,
I'll,
that's a good way
I'll
to
say
put it.
that.
Very
But
fragile
the last
right now.
2 weeks have been for me a roller coaster.
Very big roller coaster.
Not even about It's just the last 2 weeks have been like with women.
For
wise.
backstory, he's been making me and our other friend just texts through. He's been communicating through me and our other friend Harry.
Yeah, I mean, with just multiple people, it's been a roller coaster so far. So I mean, all these guys know about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into it all on live right now, but most of these guys know about it.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty wild.
it's like a
Lots been going on.
lot has been going on.
But-
So
I don't know.
Although sophomore year's been good. Let's talk about freshman year.
Freshman year.
Freshman year was pretty bad.
Freshman year was
A lot
rough.
of changes for all of us.
Tough for all.
Freshman
of
year
us.
is definitely
Tough for-
rough.
All
Freshman
weren't
year.
at the same school for the
Freshman
first
year
time
was
ever.
interesting.
So we usually all have each other as a support group, but we all kind of like
Support group.
went our like separate ways. Like talked to other people, expanded our circles. But
Yeah,
my circle's left. If y'all know.
yeah, his circle has Actually,
This is the circle.
this
This
is
is the
now his
circle.
This is the circle now.
My 2 circles have actually left.
And I think because of that, we've actually got closer.
Yeah, I would say that. I'm gonna go ahead and name drop. I love them. I love both of them. Mikey and Harry. Mikey is in Silsbee, Texas right now, living there with his dad, and then Harry
pretty far
is
away.
in New Braunfels right
But we
now.
see him like a lot.
I see
He's
Harry
around.
pretty regularly. I haven't seen Mikey in
Three?
kind of weeks. 3, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're still in communication, but
Yeah.
it certainly has been a while.
So because of that, like, we all got. Chris has been like, you hang out with people.
So we'll see where it takes me. You know, I think it's a life. I think it's life decisions. You know.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
There you go.
You gotta
There you
live
go.
by that. Everything happens for a
There,
reason.
there you go. But you know, ever since then, I've been hanging around with Walk, hanging around with Chuck. We all have our license now, so we're all just doing our own thing. at
We're
this
all
point.
mobile,
Except Walker.
so that's not
Except for
really
me.
a good
Except
thing.
Walker.
Neither Nico doesn't have his permit. What do you mean?
I don't
At least I have
have
my
Nico, you don't have
permit.
your permit?
You
don't have your permit?
Dog.
He's never driving.
You gotta do online
How
school.
old
You
are
can get
you?
that
Are
in
you
like 2
16?
weeks.
That's like 6 months.
I have the certificate. I just didn't.
Just go
He
schedule
ain't
an appointment,
moving.
dog.
My appointment's in like a month.
That boy
Oh my
grinded.
God.
That
I
boy
got mine.
grinded.
Fun fact, I got mine same day.
Anyways, got that Cowboys game tonight. How we feeling?
I just don't know. I think
Cowboys
Brady's
How about
gonna-
them boys?
I think Brady's just gonna mess stuff up. in
Oh
opinion.
my.
You know, I'm gonna say it. Love to see the Cowboys lose.
I'm gonna hop on board with that. Yeah, I mean, you look at it
Nah.
statistically, Brady's never lost to the Cowboys.
7-0 at home in
And,
Tampa.
I mean, come on, They're
dude.
coming off a real bad performance last week, and yeah, it's always good to quiet those Cowboys fans.
What do you think? What do you think?
I'll be the first to say it. This is our year. I feel it. I mean,
Okay.
this is it. We have a banger team. We got it going. Cowboys
You know
are
what,
Don't
y'all
have
don't
a
got-
quarterback.
We beat.
We don't have a quarterback.
We have Dakathy Prescott.
Dagathy Prescott, the guy who throws like 2 picks a game.
Y'all don't have a
Dak
home court?
Prescott is the most
Home field?
overrated quarterback in football.
Dak Prescott, without a
Yeah,
doubt,
no.
hot take, not even a hot take. Dak Prescott is the worst quarterback in the NFL.
That's
Wait,
That
hold on. Hold on.
I don't
Wow.
know about
No, no,
that.
no.
goofy.
That
I
is
think
something.
that's
That's
goofy.
not what that-
I think there's some
that came out- that
goofballs in
came
the
out-
NFL.
that came out wrong.
silly.
That's a
Yeah.
take.
I don't
Dak
know.
Prescott is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Okay.
Tom Brady's
That's
the
a
most
take I can
overrated
get
quarterback
behind,
in
yeah.
the
That
NFL.
that
I mean,
that's what I
especially
meant. That's what I
especially with the money he's been getting paid. I mean, that contract is
Yeah,
just
that's true.
insane.
meant. Contract is way too
and
much
he's
for
not
the performance.
not living up to the millions
I
of
think
dollars. he's
Zeke's
making.
pretty overrated. I think they
Well,
gotta
he's
feed
done-
Pollard
Dude,
more.
y'all are
Zeke-
actually crazy.
Zeke
Y'all
is, no,
are
Zeke is
actually
good.
crazy.
He was good. He's just old.
He's
now.
gotten old
just too
and
banged
bigger.
up.
I
He's
mean,
just too
it's
banged
just
up.
old and
Look,
slower.
Look, everyone's been saying it all year.
Feed Zeke.
Gotta start Pollard.
yeah,
Zeke.
Gotta start Pollard.
Pollard is a
Start
big
with-
play
start with-
machine.
yeah.
He gets the ball in his hands and he goes. Okay,
Young
Zeke,
cat.
I don't
Pollard's
know.
really good.
Zeke's not the guy anymore.
Zeke is the guy. Feed Zeke, dude.
No, man.
He's
I don't
like
think Zeke's
that.
gonna.
7
Zeke
years
won't
ago.
be here within the next 2 years. He's
That's
gonna be
crazy.
His contract.
He's gonna be
His
like Tom
contract-
Brady.
Hey, Pollard's contract's up this year though.
But
Yeah.
but we have the money to pay him. We have the money to
Do
pay him.
you? I don't know. All
We
that
do.
money's going to Dak, man. I don't know if you do have the money to pay him.
Man, I wish we could opt into that.
You
so
good there,
badly.
Nico? What do you want to talk?
Nico's kind of
Nico,
in his
what
own-
would
he's
you
in his
like-
own world right now?
Nico, what would you like to talk about?
I don't know, man. Wherever this podcast takes us, man, I got nothing to talk about.
So Nico actually is on the basketball team, and
Yeah.
they actually played.
We actually played
Our school.
their school. And
The Red School, yeah.
Blue versus red.
I'm on JV. The JV game, it's a great game.
Great game.
Great game.
Blue clinched.
I mean, but
crazy.
They brought in
Nico's
this
team-
player. They brought in this player that everyone was scared of. You know, he was talking about it.
He's a
told
really
us-
good Bob. Really
he told
good
us
Bob.
we were
Really good
gonna
player.
get something in our face. You know what I mean? But he wasn't as good as they all said, and came out on top.
Damn, are you calling him out, Nico?
No, I'm not calling out. No,
It
sir.
was a good game. It was a good game.
Right.
You know,
It was
there was a lot of hype behind it. So, anytime our schools go at it, it's always a lot of hype, unless it's like soccer or anything.
Right.
Yeah,
Baseball.
always a lot of
Baseball.
trash talk. Always a lot of hype around the games. Football, basketball, baseball for sure. But
There you go.
There were a lot of
I don't
people at the
know.
soccer game, dude.
There were. I mean, soccer is like.
Soccer game was packed.
Did you go to the soccer game?
I went
no,
to
but I was at the retreat.
Soccer's like
Did you
root.
go?
I went.
How was it?
There were a lot of people
We
there.
got 3-0'd, I heard.
Got 4-0'd.
We got
I mean, our soccer team's been
They win
Oh,
state.
yeah.
What is it? That we sent that one guy to Europe. He's playing in Denmark right now.
Wow.
Oh, I heard about
Wow.
that. I heard about that. He's
Yeah.
really good.
Y'all should talk
He's in
about-
FIFA, bro.
Yeah.
He's like Bronzo. He
Y'all are
booty.
playing each other in
Okay.
lacrosse soon.
Big
that's
lax
gonna
Used
be a
to
guy.
really
play
good
the
game.
lax.
Big lax guy.
That's
Hey,
really
Tell
good
us
game.
about lacrosse, Charlie, for those who
Our
don't
team's
know.
looking really solid. I'm not gonna lie.
Tell us
Y'all-
about your lacrosse career.
My lacrosse career.
Walk us
Shoot,
through the
man.
positions you played throughout the
I
years.
have played every single position in lacrosse, at least in an actual game.
Yeah,
once.
dude
I
is.
agree with that.
So
He
I have
has.
played.
He's played goalie.
So
He's
the
played
first-
goalie,
For
you've played-
my first seasons, I played midfield, and then
Yeah.
after that, I transitioned into goalie, and I was like, okay, goalie was like 6th to 7th, right? Yeah, 6th to 7th, and from 3rd to like 5th, I played midfield. So 6th to 7th was goalie, and then after that, I skipped 8th grade year, and then I played freshman year. I played pole, played D pole,
Yeah.
and I was actually pretty good at it. But then I just didn't like being on the defensive side, so now I'm playing attack. Yeah,
Changing it
I'm
up.
now playing attack. I actually did pretty well.
Buddy
over
hasn't
the
gone to
summer.
preseason all year, starting a new
No,
position.
I actually got to preseason last weekend. Last week.
Oh, there we go.
But
There
I
we
actually
go.
did pretty good over the summer. Joaquin can vouch. I did pretty good over the summer at attack.
Waka's
Yeah.
had a lot of success. I mean, Waka has, he's playing for this club team.
Talking to some
San Antonio
small
Tacos.
colleges.
San Antonio Tacos. He's playing for a
Yeah.
club team.
Talking
Plays
colleges?
goalie. What would you say a few colleges like? In
What's your
middle
favorite
of
college,
nowhere?
man?
Dude, some of these offers, man, whack schools, dude.
Say it. Say it.
So starting off, we got Earlham University. That's what I'm calling you out, Earlham.
800.
They got about 400 kids at Earl, dude. We got more kids in my high school. A few other real goofy schools. So.
Yeah.
But
Joaquin's
I'm
had-
only a sophomore, so we'll
Yep.
see what happens.
He's had a lot of success at goalie.
So like, y'all ain't talking any mess though. Like, is lacrosse just like a
Well,
respectable sport?
Last year I talked a lot of mess. Team's looking pretty good.
yeah, we got a lot of senior football players. We're looking really big. Like,
They're
we're
looking
really-
pretty big.
So
Here's-
like, so
here's
you're-
what I'm thinking. We're just gonna shoot from the outside. They had last year. They had a pretty good goalie. He left, and
He was
they
a
got a
senior.
lot of big boys. So
I
we're just
mean,
gonna shoot from far away and score on their bad goalie and. make a dub.
oh, okay.
what's gonna happen, yeah.
Last year we could barely make a varsity team. We had like
They were a
less
club.
less than
we
20
were
guys.
a club.
They were
But
a
now
club.
we're
It was
like-
their first. It was
First
first,
first
season ever.
season ever.
It was a club.
It was the red
So-
teams. It was our red team's first season ever.
Oh.
Yeah, so like
about that.
ever. So
Just
But-
said the name was cool.
last year was whatchamacallit. Yeah, we could barely make a varsity, but this year we're like 2 teams. We have a JV and a varsity.
Yeah,
so
L
we're pushing.
red team.
We're pushing
How do we
40.
feel on moving
Pushing
on
40.
from the lacrosse topic, guys?
Oh,
I agree.
okay, all
I
right.
agree
It's
with
not a
that.
very interesting
Screw that
topic.
sport. Not even a real sport.
10 minutes of just
Damn.
lacrosse.
Not even a real sport.
Not even a real sport.
Not even a
It's a
sport.
real sport.
It's not a sport.
You play the sport.
I don't play any sports.
I honestly didn't know it existed until like 3rd grade. So
All right.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I can get
with you.
behind that.
Next up, we got
Oh.
me, Philly, and Chris all competing in the track and field though.
Chris,
Oh,
you doing
about
track?
that.
I'm forced to do track. I have to
Look
throw.
at that.
Not
Chocolate.
very
Orange
excited.
chocolate.
He has to. I didn't know he had to do track. That's crazy. Wait, you serious?
Yeah, I'm not doing baseball.
You're throwing
What?
chocolate?
You're not playing baseball?
No.
They're
That's
forcing
wild.
you. The football's forcing you to do track.
Wow.
So I will be throwing. Not
Charlie
very
is
excited.
dumbfounded.
Do not want to.
You love baseball.
I mean,
I
Charlie
do,
is just
I did,
bewildered
but-
right now.
I guess I'm just gonna have to.
I mean,
play
that's
the
how.
show.
What the heck?
Bob. He's doing discus. He's
can just say
actually
his
really
name,
good.
Yeah, we can bleep. We can bleep.
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
you can
okay.
just say it.
Stein.
Uh-huh.
He's doing
Mm.
discus. He actually quit baseball too, though. So.
Ah, so
I
we
love
have
Stein. Stein's hilarious.
some blue school.
Yeah, we
He's cool. I love Bennett Stein.
Okay.
Just call you out, bud. There you go.
Really?
Come on,
He's good?
bud.
He quit?
What? I'm not,
Yeah, he quit baseball. He's full time.
They're friends.
You know, the first time I played him on JV last year, I remember he was the pitcher, and I didn't even realize it till after the game because I couldn't recognize him.
Damn.
But this dude on the second pitch, he freaking nails me, bro, and I'm like Jesus. And he's like, I mean, he's put all his elbow grease in those pitches, but he nails me, and I'm like, dude, what the junk? And then after the game, he
He
apologized.
texted me after the game. He's like, "Man, I nailed Chris Wyatt."
No, he really
I'm
he
like,
put.
it almost seemed intentional, you know.
No, I think it was. I mean, he hit me. I was like, wow, like thanks for that.
Damn.
But you
Yeah.
know, I always love getting hit in baseball because you just you just take it and then you just shrug it off. You know what I mean? You look real cool when you take a 80 miles an hour pitch to the back.
And what about football? I mean, you know, we have Chris starting varsity lineman.
Chris is a big man.
Yeah, dude.
Going to Austin. You know, where were you this weekend? Southwestern University.
yeah. Yesterday I was at a camp. I really enjoyed it. You know, it was an hour and a half drive. I wasn't really too hyped about that, but you know, our football season was good. You know, we beat the blue team by a large margin.
Yeah, blue team hasn't won in football for quite a while.
A couple years.
3 or 4 years
It's
now.
been like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I
but
think we're on year
We beat
4
it by a
of
large
ML.
margin. We won district title, and then we go up to
Undefeated district
Georgetown.
title.
And it's cold as, it's cold as Antarctica. It's terrible.
Moving on from that, Phil, you play football too, right?
Right. Okay. So I play linebacker. I was on JV for most of the year. Got moved up to varsity
Bandit?
for the last
Big bandit
3
guy.
games, maybe. I remember playing the red team on JV. Man, that game was something.
Oh, yo, dude, the JV games
Still-
were
You
close.
Talking about the first one or the one at
First
Central?
one, the one
First one.
at
Oh,
the one at the
was
blue
good.
school was wild. That was actually
That one was
crazy.
hilarious.
home
I didn't go
game-
to that one. I went to the
The
second
home
one.
game was good. We should have won. Okay, I still believe that. Right. Refs cheated us.
They did
Second
for sure.
game, however, thought we had some quarterback problems.
For sure, dude. Was that 2 picks?
To
2
be
pick
fair,
sixes?
our quarterback did throw back-to-back pick sixes to end the game. So
That's tough.
To the house. It was
You never
I-
want
yeah,
that.
I can't do much about that, but
that was crazy.
You know,
For
we
sure.
have this rule where like the varsity guys can only stay for the first half of JV games, and I hate it. It's the worst because like
JV games are always the best in the second half. It's
exactly,
factual.
and like I genuinely like watching JV football. Like I like watching like them compete. You know, I like
It's
seeing my
fun.
man Phil out there. So it's real fun.
But can I go? JV
Yeah.
football games are like the crazy because you got like the worst dudes, and you also got like some of the dudes who should be on varsity.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
the biggest
It's a
mix
good
ever.
combo.
It's
It's a
the
good
funniest
combo.
thing to
Yeah.
watch.
So it's a real good mix and match when you go to JV football
Yeah.
games. I miss football season. I mean, I really do. You know, I miss the
Yeah.
feeling on Fridays. You know, but
Yeah.
just
Football
gotta wait till
season.
August.
I mean, off season's fun, but it's tough, and you miss those Friday nights, man. Being under the lights, it's a different experience for sure.
I agree. I mean,
Bro,
it's terrible. You know, our off-season schedule sucks. You got to wake up at 7 a.m. Like it's the worst. I really want to go back to how things were, but
That really
Yeah.
was.
you just
big
you
party
got, you
people.
got to adapt. I mean, it sucks. What about you, Walker? There was a lot of talks about him playing football. You know, even the blue team's head coach, a legend in terms of football, directly contacted you and wanted you to play.
You know, this is true. I was sitting down in the lunchroom freshman year, hadn't played football, and guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, son, come on. We need you down there. Are you in my football field right now?" No, sir, I'm not. You know, I'm playing lacrosse right now, you know. I really like it. Son, I want you to stand up right now. So I stood up, Everyone's looking at me at this point, dude. Son, do you see how big you are?
Can you stand up in front of the camera just to
Yeah,
give
yeah,
like a
sir.
reference?
Yeah, sir, I saw. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty big. Like, sir, he's like, son, like, I want you to come out tomorrow. Tomorrow, come out to my football field. We'll give you a pair of pads, and we'll see you out there. And I was like, nah, I don't know, sir. But everyone's looking at me, so it's kind of a weird situation. And ended up saying no. Ended up turning down that offer.
He actually contacted your.
He actually contacted
mother.
my mom, dude. Called Mama Lopez, and he was not happy. But
Not a happy camper.
we clenched. Here's my my logic behind not playing football. Play football. I'm just gonna be put on the line, dude. Same thing every time.
Yeah.
Best feeling.
Yeah,
Well, it
dude.
depends on
just-
what position you play on the line.
I don't care. They know they're gonna put me on the line, dude. I'm not gonna be QB1. I'm not gonna be running back.
Quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna. It's not that exciting.
He's not a happy camper.
It's not that exciting.
Speaking
so.
of camper, I mean,
Oh, we
one
got
of
a
us
camp.
went to a camp down in near like Hunt, Texas, I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly where it is. Where is it?
It was all 5 of us.
Around
It was all
there.
5 of us.
Around
No,
there.
it's
Yeah.
around there. So us
Oh, that's
four
true, that's
went to the
Go.
camp one
Where did I
year.
go?
Us 4 being me, Chris, Nico.
This guy being
I
the
did not go.
nerd and the tech nerd of the group doesn't go to a real camp. Instead, he goes to this
Bro,
other camp.
I go to
that
TBRM.
has-
I know people right here can
He
vouch for me.
goes, he
TBRM
goes
is
to an
legit.
air conditioned.
Phil, you went with me,
indoor
dog.
Air
camp.
conditioned
got-
summer
I went for
camp.
1 year, tried it
terrible,
out, didn't
terrible,
like it.
terrible.
Okay.
He went. He an air
T-Bar
condition.
M.
He's got basketball court, a swimming pool. Let me tell you what we had at our camp. We had a tent. You slept in a tent, whether you liked it or not. You're sleeping with 3 other guys.
Them
in a
daddy
tent
long legs.
With daddy
Ooh,
long
the
legs
daddy
everywhere.
long
And
legs.
Nico remembers the daddy
That's
long
just-
legs.
that's
I
just-
remember
yeah.
back in my day,
camping.
little 7th grader, I would pick the daddy long legs
pick
off.
'em
I
up.
was the savior of the
Then he'd
tent.
throw them at me.
Yeah.
would throw 'em at me.
I wasn't his savior. I was the rest
Yeah,
of the
because
savior.
Joaquin
They would
had
be here.
a big phobia of those daddy long legs, and I remember Nico just pick them up, throw them at Joaquin. That was
Well, because I'm sitting in my tiny. It wasn't even a sleeping bag. It was a cot.
Luckily, I
a
came
cot.
prepared, and I had like an orb over me.
Yes,
I,
we're all sitting out here in our gross tent, dude. And
It was
Chris has
amazing.
this orb going over his tent, dude. Just sitting there.
just completely protected. It was the best. The thing is, we would have what's called FOB in the middle of the day, and mind you, it's July. You're in Texas. If you go in that freaking tent
You're
during
dead.
FOB,
You're gone.
You're gonna have a heat stroke.
It's actually a stroke.
There's no other.
Confirmed stroke.
There's no other way to put it.
I mean, you're pretty tired because we don't get to sleep in much. So you go at FOB, you're like, I'm looking forward to this nap.
No.
I usually take a nap maybe about half an hour.
Me too.
I wake up, I'm in like a pool of sweat. I mean, it's terrible.
It's nasty. I mean, it was a nasty
I mean,
time.
it wasn't.
It was 100
You
degrees.
want to tell us what FOB
The
stands for?
tent is open and it's just blaring
Foot
down on
bed,
you.
Feet on bed.
Foot
yeah,
on, feet,
FOB,
feet
for
on
those who don't
bed.
know, does stand for feet on bed.
Hey,
And our feet were definitely not,
Not
on the bed.
Go
Oh, I
ahead,
thought
go
it
ahead.
was like flat on bunk.
let's talk about
Get out
the
of
day.
here, Chuck.
I woke up, thought it would be a normal day. That day, Chris hit me in the balls a total of 8 times.
Oh my gosh! I remember- we had a counter going because you kind of go through the day, do arts and crafts, playing sports, swimming, whatever. Just throughout the day, this guy would just nut tap him every chance he got, dude.
I was a
Chris,
very different
Chris
man.
just had an anger inside that he just
did.
unleashed
Actually,
on
let's
Nico.
talk about that. In middle school at St. Anthony's, this guy
Oh.
would abuse Nico
Oh,
on the
man.
daily.
I
I
got-
was a different
got
man
hurt,
then.
dude.
I'm not,
Pencils,
not the same.
punches.
Stabs.
There was one
Stabs.
time, our teacher had like a stick with a pointer finger on it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
One time, this man, Chris, took the pointer finger.
Yeah.
Took the
He,
point.
he attacked me with it.
It went
Yeah.
up
It-
to a place where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, I mean it was very interesting. You know, our homeroom teacher was really mad. I think even one time she made us like write letters to our parents. Remember that? Or was it the principal or something like that? She
yes, I
reported us. She reported us a lot.
It was the 7th grade like Christmas party or something,
Yeah,
and
that's
we were
what it
just
was.
chilling, and I don't know, there was a tape dispenser and it broke, and somehow it got blamed on me. So
Oh, I do remember that. I do remember that.
They
Oh
had the
my
great
gosh.
idea. There was no teacher, just to leave us in the room alone.
Yes, dude. That was so funny.
just tough decisions. But me and Nico were in the same homeroom. Them three were in the other. They were in the other room.
Yeah.
Weren't in our homeroom. I don't think all 5 of us have ever been in the same homeroom before.
No,
Never.
there's no. I mean, they
They're
know.
real-
They went.
We went to the school we went to was a
Yeah.
real small private school, so,
So they knew about us.
they knew us. You know,
They
first
knew we were all
grade
friends,
going
dude.
up.
No way.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
were.
they knew.
We were.
No, they don't. They knew they were all friends.
We were.
Yeah,
one
they
time.
knew we were all friends, so they would. You know, they try to split us
Wait, when
up.
were we all together?
5th
the
grade.
best.
First year I got
wasn't
there.
here.
He wasn't
Jesus.
there.
I was in
Guy.
So was I. So were the rest of us.
Well, you were in class there was Norman's.
Yeah, it was
You were really?
big guy.
I just
That's
wasn't
on me,
here,
I'm
so not a big 5th grade guy. I heard 5th grade wasn't a
Not a
great
big
year
fifth-
though.
Wasn't a great year.
talking
Both
about?
of the
Shit,
teachers
I
that
just
were
realized I
there
didn't drops.
the year before, like dipped. They left. Both of the teachers that were there the
Hence
year
why I
before,
left. My mom wasn't having
they
it.
both left. So we got. I think it was one real older woman who we pulled out of retirement to come work at the school.
Oh.
She was one of
And
my
then-
friend's aunts.
And then a real young teacher who was their first year of teaching. So literally polar opposites of teachers. They would always fight about stuff, and it was just it was not a good time.
I actually
Yeah,
have
it was a
a,
rough time.
Go
You got a
ahead.
I
story?
have a story about the older teacher.
Oh, let's hear about
Oh,
the older
I used
teacher.
to take pills.
Oh, yeah. Let's tell
So
us.
I'm diagnosed with ADHD and autism.
Yes,
So back in
sir.
my day, back in 5th grade, I used to have to take pills for the ADHD.
Popping pillies.
So I was just being a little boy in my class. I don't know, being a little loud or something. And my teacher, man, pulls me to the side. I'm pretty sure she grabs me by the
Grab that boy's shirt.
grab me. Nico, did you take your damn pills today?
Yeah.
Scarred for life.
It was very. She was,
I do remember
she was
that.
very mad.
yo, you know what we should talk about? DC, bro.
Oh,
Dude,
yes.
DC.
Lord.
Yeah.
Okay,
DC
so
was
first
awesome.
some context. At our school, we went on a the 8th graders were going on a trip to Washington, and it was a trip I go
Very nearly
Philadelphia.
canceled.
Yeah, because of
'cause of
COVID.
COVID.
It was the
Right
year
in
after
COVID.
COVID, so we go to Philadelphia, DC,
Yeah.
Virginia. Kind of just go up there for about a week?
Baltimore also.
Yeah.
Maryland.
Yeah, so we go there for about a week, and so that was a pretty good time.
It was a pretty good experience. You know, we were us four except Nico were in the same. We're in the same.
Yeah, you had 4
room.
people to
And
a
it was
room.
it was no like it's not because like we didn't like Nico. We only had like 4
It was
people
only
to a
4 in a
room,
room.
and we had already planned like since like we were super little. To be
Yeah,
in a room
so-
together.
I mean, it was a pretty interesting experience. This guy actually got put in an arm bar by a.
Oh my god! Hold on, let me
yeah.
say this. This is
Oh,
my
man,
story. This is
off
my
the
story.
This is a good
So
story.
we were-
This is a good story.
So we were in the streets of Washington D.C. We went to a souvenir shop.
Mind
know,
you, we're like 5'10" at the time, so
5'10". We're pretty hunky 8th graders. So
Little boys.
We were
Little
big
big
we're
boys.
pretty big little boys. So we go to this little gift shop down below, and Chris he finds FBI jackets. So we're like,
yeah.
why not? Like, why not? So we get our FBI. We all get FBI jackets. People copy us, of course, but we all get our FBI jackets. We all have sunglasses, so we put these sunglasses on. I believe it was me, Walk, and Chris, right? You two were in the bus already, right?
Yeah, and I
you
didn't
were
know that.
in the shop. I thought.
Yeah, you were in the
So-
shop.
Where were you?
But I
Oh,
know-
yes, because I remember coming out and seeing like the aftermath.
yeah,
okay.
you were in the shop.
So-
The aftermath.
so-
Nico was in the shop. It was just us three.
So it was just us 3, and so we all put our FBI jackets, put our sunglasses on. We're like,
Yeah.
let's go arrest our teacher, Mr. Bob. So we're like, we go. And we walk outside. We're like, "You're under arrest! You're under arrest!" Chris like puts his arms behind his back, and Joaquin's like, "Get down!" And I'm just like there. At my time, I was like in my little vlog phase. I was like recording, and we're like, "Get down!" And this random like homeless guy just walks up, and he's like, "Yeah, I used to be Secret Service for Donald Trump and stuff like that."
He was like, "That's not how you do that."
"That's
He's
not how
like-
you do that. Let me
and
show you
he's-
some moves."
No, he looks over and he's like, "Whoa, is this real? Like, is this real? Like."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's like, he looked at me. He's like, "Are you the real FBI?" I
And
was
we're like,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
of course we are. Like, this guy's under arrest.
We're the real
Like,
FBI.
This guy's messed up. He's going away for a long time.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, whoa. Like, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it.
Let me show you some moves. He's
So
like,
you-
"Let me show you some moves."
So clearly, he grabs
He comes
the
up.
weakest link in the
He
group.
comes up to me
Yeah.
as me holding my little phone like this. He comes up to me, and I'm like nodding my head, big smile on my
And
face.
he's like doing all this crazy hand stuff. Like,
and then
He's like, "Come here."
and he's like, you know what? It's better if I just show you right
he
now.
grabs me and puts my arm like in an arm bar, and I'm just like smiling, but my smile just quickly goes to like a frown, like almost tears, and I'm like, "What is happening?" And our teacher, Mr. Bob,
I'm laughing. I mean,
Chris is
Dude,
dying.
Me and Chris are
funniest thing.
dying.
Chris
laughing.
are
It
dying.
was-
Joaquin's
I'm
a
not
little
even gonna
scared.
help
Joaquin's
him.
a
It
little
was so
shocked. He's like
funny.
a little shocked, but Chris
It
is
was
just on the
so
floor.
funny.
I was
And
laughing.
I'm like over here like all scared, and then our teacher mouths me. He's like, "Get in the bus." He's like, "Get in the bus," and I was like, okay. So I just like pull my arm, which now looking back is probably not the safest thing. Like pull my arm out, and I run to the bus, and I like, almost break down crying. I'm like, "Guys, my mom and dad are flying me home." Like I was all scared. So that happened, and then everyone was like, "What happened?" They're like, "Did you get it on video?" And I stopped recording. I don't know why. I mean, it was so funny if I got it on video. So yeah, I wish I like had that on a video, but didn't have it. So
Yeah, just didn't get it. You had to stop it. I mean,
Yeah.
he was put in an arm bar.
sorry for the little cut, by the way. The camera like died, so we just had to fix that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't get the video, and it was rough.
We should talk about
Not go back
talk
to
about
DC.
CG shots.
Oh, CG shot.
When he
CG
first
shots.
proposed this and he got a camera, we were all very like, why?
Very unsupportive of me. Okay, I had to do this pretty much on my own.
I think it's really
Without the
silly.
support
I think
of
it's
y'all,
super
y'all.
funny.
Any of
think
y'all,
it's still funny.
I had no support. I was
So
by myself.
First of all,
here's
he had
some
the worst
context.
name.
Still not
Here's some
cool.
context.
Yeah.
Charlie,
say?
Charlie,
Let me.
Charlie got
Not
it.
on
Charlie, I will explain it from our point of view. So Charlie got a camera. You know, it's pretty nice. Was it for your birthday?
It was my 15th birthday.
His 15th birthday. He got a real nice camera, the one that's recording right now.
Yep.
And we went to this party. You know, it was pretty good. He brought his camera. We're like, "What are you doing? Bringing your camera?" You know, he's taking photos of people. You know, the party, people having a good time. And midway through, he starts an Instagram account called
CG.shots_.
CG
Shots.
Shots,
I have a question, CG.
and that's where it was born.
Yeah.
Do you get paid to do this?
Yeah.
Oh,
I heard someone that actually threw a party recently tell me that they didn't pay you to come here. Yeah, you just kind of
I
started
just kind of shut up.
and
That
started
one,
taking
I'm
pictures.
gonna believe the name, but like I didn't. That was so. Sometimes for people I know, I get paid. For people I know that throw parties, they can hire
Okay.
me, and people do hire me.
okay.
And for some, I just go to like get stuff so I can grow my page, like pictures and stuff.
Ooh.
So,
What do you
like,
plan to do with the CG Shots page?
I don't know.
How do you want to grow it?
It's just gonna be like, so right now it's like I do a lot of stuff at parties. Like I take pictures of my friends at parties because like people have fun memories there. So like it's like nice. And then I do a lot of stuff with like my friends too. So like pictures with me and my friends, and then pictures at parties and stuff. It's good. Keep it all PG-13 though. You know, nothing too crazy.
What?
I mean, as you get older, I'd put it in the R. You know, I'd probably get in.
Well,
that
yeah,
area.
but I'm not 18. I also go to a Catholic private school.
What do you I mean, like on long term, like what are you trying
Long
to do with
term,
CG
I mean,
Shots?
So moving forward, I'm
Probably
probably gonna like change it up a little
Retire.
bit. It won't be
Oh.
as much party. It's gonna be like more like hanging out with my friends and more like different types of photography. But I'm also gonna start moving to video, like a lot more video.
What about sports?
No, dude, no.
Sports flicks?
Okay, that's a good thing to go off of then. Future plans is a good topic. So
It's
Yeah, would any of
crazy.
y'all adopt?
No,
No.
I don't.
Adopt?
I
My
just
kid is
couldn't.
gonna be my kid.
No, I'm open to it.
I'm not.
I'm
open to it at all.
I'm open to it.
I'm open to
You
it.
are?
I don't see a problem if
Neither do
I
I.
adopt them like as a baby, and then I mean.
Okay, well that's different.
I'm definitely gonna adopt when I'm older. Like when I'm an
It's
older
just
person.
tough.
way.
It's just. I
It
don't
just
know.
doesn't seem, you know, if he's not your bloodline, it's kind of weird.
I mean, if
It's
I'm
not
like
weird,
if there's like a situation where you know your partner can't have kids, obviously I'd probably just adopt like a
Oh,
boy.
Well, and that's
for
the
sure,
case,
yeah,
of
for
course.
sure. If that,
I mean,
if that
yeah,
were the case.
if you really want a kid and your partner.
But
is
no,
a baby.
adoption will probably never the first choice, bro. I'm not trying to.
No,
adopt.
not my first choice. No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a kid, bro.
Well, I'll just see
My
what
blood.
happens. Personally.
My blood.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. I definitely don't want to be that dad that is all over the place and has, family here, family there, stepson,
Yeah.
I don't want to be.
Not bashing it-
Hopefully, I don't want to be that. I'm crossing my fingers, but I don't know.
Not bashing anyone who has that. Just saying.
Yeah,
It's just like
I'm not trying to be
Stop.
a. I'm not trying to be a goofy dad, bro. There are a lot of goofy
Also,
dads
I don't.
out there.
I want to. You got to pick the
Elaborate.
right age. 'Cause I don't want to.
Do you want to expand on that?
I would like to expand on that.
You mean goofy?
Just some goofy dads. Just dads that are just dads.
Here's
You,
the thing,
could you
though.
give us an example of Goofy Dad?
An example of a goofy dad.
Yeah.
we can blur out the name. Blur out the name. We'll blur out the name.
Dude, hold up. I actually
Maybe
need
just
to.
like an act that a Goofy Dad would do.
Yes, dude. Dad. That is a goofy dad, bro.
goofy dad.
A dad that goes around like cargo pants, like just
Oh my
full
God.
dad mode, like cargo
No, I got
pants,
another one. You can
flip flops,
you can-
like just a
I can
dad.
bleep this.
You can bleep
dad.
this, right?
I'm trying to be like not a cool dad, like I'm trying to be cool dad.
This
but
is this is the perfect. You
Yeah.
can bleep this, right?
I can
Okay,
believe
okay.
this.
Yes, that's what I'm not trying to be.
Guy is
I
a
am
dad.
not trying to be that
That is
guy.
the most dad.
That is
dad there
goofy.
is.
That's a
I mean,
goof. That makes like dad jokes,
you
like
think
oh,
of a
like
dad.
I don't
and
know.
That's who you think.
That's
of.
who you think of.
just a goofy dad.
mean, it-
Peak dad bod, dad personality, dad jokes.
Cargo
just the
pants.
full
Just-
bundle, right?
The
Dude.
New Balances, the gray
New
ones,
Balance,
like-
or flip flops all the time.
oh my. Also, I don't want to
Just
be an
not.
old dad. I don't want to be
Oh,
like.
that too.
I don't want to be like the older dad.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be a young dad. You
I'm
know,
gonna have my-
I don't want to have a kid at-
35 is the.
I think I
Right
might
time.
want to have. I'm gonna be
No,
honest.
it's old.
I kind of want to have. I want to
That's
have all
old.
my kids before I'm 30.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Even
agree.
then,
Hell
I mean,
no.
I'd say before
What?
20.
Hell
What did he
no.
say,
I've been
35?
enjoying my 20s all the way out. The earliest is
You're
like
gonna be an old
the
dad.
earliest is gonna be like 29.
You're gonna be an old dad.
No, I might even have.
35.
I might
No.
even have one of my boys kind of young, because then it'd be kind of cool. Okay, listen. Let me
scared right
elaborate.
now.
Let me elaborate.
You're gonna be an old dad. Your kid's
not-
gonna die when he's in high. Or your dad.
Not younger than usual, but like maybe before 25, because then you have like a good bond with them where it's
Bro's
I
gonna
say-
throw his life away.
I say between 25 and 30.
yeah,
I
that's
can't
That
do
is the
that.
perfect
Because
range.
can't
if
do
you
that.
already
You get
have,
to
like,
live your
if you have a
20s.
career set up and you're already having income, there's no problem with having a kid.
I feel like I have to.
I
be-
agree
That
with
is true. That is true.
I agree with
You don't
that.
have a kid when you're unstable. Like I'm gonna have a kid when I'm like in between jobs.
Exactly.
Like no,
You
no,
can't
no,
do
chill.
that.
No,
Yeah,
I
Make
want-
sure you're
not
like.
in college or anything.
Make sure you
no.
can provide.
You
for your
said
kid.
35.
No,
Your
let me-
kid's gonna
let
be
me explain,
15.
let me
You're gonna be
explain.
50.
I want to have a really, really big head start before I even have kids. Like I
Oh.
want to be like in my house. I want to have my income very stable.
That's what
everything-
we're saying. Yeah.
everything's super stable.
Yeah.
But I feel like
So
I'm
get to
gonna-
work.
on 25. I feel like
CG
I'm,
shots
25
to the
I'm still-
moon.
I feel like I'm gonna be still going up. I want to be like
Stable,
very,
like
very,
stable
very,
is-
very stable. Like
Okay.
very like a big couch underneath me. So like I want to have my kid like
Big couch.
later.
Not
like,
not a small
not
couch.
a small
small
couch. I
couch.
want a big couch
Big
underneath.
couch.
My type.
Your ideal.
The
the ideal person.
honestly, I prefer brunettes over blondes,
Yeah.
and man, I don't want to say something offensive, but I kind of want to say something offensive.
It's fine. Just say
But
it.
okay,
Be honest.
I'll
here.
just say something
We'll bleep it.
wholesome.
We'll bleep it.
Okay, I'll say something wholesome. as long as you know it's a happy, not toxic relationship. I don't want to get cheated on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
That's perfect.
I just want to have a good time. Not like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right, that's
Valid.
perfectly not
Yeah. I
controversial.
definitely need to be able to joke with them a lot.
Right.
Like
Good
being,
sense of
being
humor.
sense of humor is a big thing for me.
Yeah,
Big thing.
mad factual.
I agree.
What about you, bud? What about you, big guy? Big stepper.
I mean, I do prefer, okay, so I've had I think I've had the roughest. I mean, if
You've had the
y'all
roughest
don't know,
ride.
but I've had a rough ride. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
You're treading on thin ice, dude. I don't know.
Should I cut this?
I mean, I don't know, man. We are friends with a lot of people. You're trying to.
No. I'm talking about. You can cut this, right?
I can believe this.
Talk about.
Tell it. Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
Freshman year, Jessica
is
for Chris.
There was a
Wow.
Jessica.
So-
I'll let you explain.
Just in
we have
my-
like 12 minutes, so we have like 10 minutes. So just go
Yeah,
real
like
quick over this.
I've had I think my ideal type. I like brunettes.
Yeah.
You like
I agree
blondes
with
also.
Phil.
You like blondes too.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Chris, you're like a hybrid, bro. I'm not.
You are a hybrid.
You're like a hybrid.
I don't
No,
know.
you
I'm
do
more
like
into
blondes.
You
it.
like
Remember
blondes,
Boots
dude.
out- Oh my god, dude.
Okay, that's different, man. Okay, I'm more towards
That's
brunette.
two blondes
I'm
right
more
now.
towards
That's two
brunette.
blondes right there already.
Yeah.
Okay, there's been blondes.
He's a hybrid. He's a
but-
Blondes are
hybrid.
there.
No, I'm not a hybrid.
You can't. You can't. You don't know your own type. People know your type for you. That's how it always works.
brunette.
So you're a hybrid.
Okay.
Okay, I'll
Brunette.
take the hybrid, whatever.
L topic. We're moving on.
Yeah. So the camera died again.
Camera broken. This
Camera
guy-
died again.
CG shots doesn't know how to
technical
use the
difficulties,
camera.
but we will be fixing them as we move along. Only first episode. But yeah.
So yeah.
But we're running out of time soon, so we got to like wrap this up pretty fast. So, yeah, man, this is our first podcast.
Feeling pretty good. Everyone,
pretty good,
everyone
man.
feels
Feel
pretty
pretty
good.
good
Phil, you
about it.
feel good.
I mean, like, Phil,
Phil
you
feels
feel
good.
good?
Phil,
You good,
Phil's
Phil?
messing water bottle. He
Feel
feels
great.
good.
Feel great.
Feels good.
Yeah, hopefully we can
He's
move this
messing
thing
with
forward.
gum.
Hopefully move this thing forward. We're gonna make a TikTok. I'll put that in the description.
Oh.
And then we're
We're
gonna make an Instagram. I'll also put
making
that
a
in the
TikTok.
description. So are we gonna post on Spotify? No, we're gonna post on Spotify. It's just gonna be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So you guys go follow those
Wow.
once we make those.
You talk very fast.
Yeah. Well.
Like the ad.
It's like the ad, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys go
The
follow
ad
those.
read. Interesting.
And then, I mean, what else? Just keep watching. Share it to your friends. That's all I really got, man.
Just keep bear with us. This is the first one.
Hey, we only in high school. Let's like
Yeah.
just
It's facts.
just here to watch us grow, like throughout our high school lives.
Yeah. I agree.
Sure.
with that.
Anything else?
All right.
Eric, you got anything?
I ain't got nothing.
Phil, you got anything? Nah.
No.
No.
No,
Okay. I
pretty
guess
good.
that's what is it? The starting five.
This has been episode 1, season 1 of the Starting Five podcast.
The pilot.
Pilot episode. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah. Starting five.
Bye.
That's it. See y'all. Oh man, what the hell was that?
Starting five just got banned.